Hey, aquí Ignatius para el canal con el live stream de la 5.2, ¿vale? Ando un poco perdido hoy, como un pulpo en un garaje, porque como tenemos el cambio de horario, ¿vale? Que hemos cambiado en España una hora, en China, por lo que tengo entendido, está igual. Entonces yo mi mente era como, bueno, pues a las 2 hacemos el directo, así que empezó a la 1, yo estaba en el banco, o sea, mierda todo. Así que nada, vamos a verlo, vamos a video reaccionar y ver qué trae nuevo, ¿vale? A ver, empezamos. Lo estamos viendo en YouTube.
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were
Esta vez está en
responsible for
inglés.
patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
Espera, vamos a ver, ¿lo puedo subir de calidad? Sí, ¿eh? Pues si puedo subirlo de calidad, os lo voy a subir de calidad. Bueno, aquí tenemos la montura que ya la vimos en la 5.0, lo comenté en Twitter. Chasca. La han puesto muy rápido, ¿no? Normalmente salen los teleñecos eso a decir, bueno, bienvenidos, tal cual. Muy pronto, ¿no?
This time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is
La otra mascota. Hostias.
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
Mola. Vale, ¿qué hacen las mascotas? Que me gustaría verlo.
500 years later, it's resurfaced again.
Capitán.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City. As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
Y el boss de...
Be free.
Que bueno, utilizamos consigo vamos a ver.
Time to say hello.
knock him down.
It's either your end or mine.
¿Qué?
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Vale, parece que promete, ¿no? Primer código ya. Pero si acabamos de empezar, normalmente el primer código tarda un huevo. Joder. Me cago en la mar. Tiene pinta de que va a ser una versión que un poco rara, ¿no? Porque parece un live stream de cuando es de relleno. Pero vamos a tener mapa, vamos a tener nuevos personajes. Espero que Olorón venga en el puto banner de Chasca, porque si no vaya putada, ¿verdad? Bueno, recordar el código caduca pronto, ¿vale? Así que pillarlo. Como estamos en YouTube, lo voy a adelantar. Y bueno, los muñequitos creo que también, ¿verdad? Porque queremos ver otras cosas, no queremos ver la charla de los muñequitos.
Clan.
Hey,
Alright, let's do it.
Vale. A ver,
Cuckoosaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains.
me gusta esta
This is
zona.
a tribe of warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of
No entendí el
Natlan.
clan de las
As
plumas, ¿puede
elite
ser?
special forces, their job was to detect
Hostias, cómo mola eso de allá al fondo, ¿no? Creo que me mola más lo que está allá al fondo que lo que es el clan este de las plumas del aire.
threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the
Qué
tribe
guapo.
never forgot its origin.
Oye, y el volcán ese del fondo en algún momento va a ser jugable, ¿eh? No tengo duda ninguna.
They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a
para
pilot's
aventar.
skill and teamwork with the Cuckoosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Cuckoosaurs.
Usaurio, el rojo,
Yeah,
sí.
Cuckoosaurs are the
Cuckoosaurium.
proudest out of all the Saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckoosaurs can consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a horizontal roll in
consume
midair.
phlogisto, vale.
Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal
Vale,
roll.
puzzle.
In addition, they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Lo que me gustaría saber es si fuera de Natlan se podría utilizar. Imagino que no, ¿verdad?
Okay, so I'm assuming that Cuckoosaurs are really
Vale.
Some that's the and
Qué bien
here
que podamos
they're
estudiar
Saurian
algo.
Cuckoosaurs.
Cada tribu en Natlan tiene una única forma de comunicarse con su saurio. Vale. Vale. Vamos a
Saw
ver.
the in order to summon them.
¿Qué es lo que utilizan?
The tribe's people use whistles and
Un
horns to
aparato
produce
para
loud
poner
noises.
sonido. Vale.
Situa-
Bueno,
silencing
Chasca.
both
A ver.
parties. Is
Vamos
that
a ver
true?
la waifu de la 5.2.
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chasca barely just set aside
Vale, venga,
Chasca
muéstranos
fight. For
el
her
gameplay.
and flying, Chasca defeating monsters
A ver,
will
a ver,
restore
a ver.
phlogiston to your party. While
Vale.
she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chasca can ride and control her gun like a Cuckoosaur.
basado en
The
el
Soul
elemental,
Sniper
el tipo
doesn't just
elemental
increase her
de
movement
los
speed
miembros de tu
and
equipo.
resistance to interruption, it also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow, that
vale.
mid-air perspective is so
Jolines,
cool.
tiene que molar
It seems
mucho
so
volar con
liberating.
ella,
Yeah, and Chasca's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's Blessing state, Chasca's normal attacks deal animo damage
Vale,
to enemies
el
in
ataque
front of
normal
her.
es este.
Unleashing a charged attack in this state will
Ataque
cause Chasca
cargado.
to enter a special aiming mode. This allows her to lock onto a set number of enemies within range and
Vale.
fire up to 6
Joder, tiene muy
Shadow
buena
Hunt
pinta,
shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character
Ojo, por cada hidro, piro, crío o electro, o sea, igual que si lo leen, a ver qué hace.
in your party, one of Chasca's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo
Vale, que una de las balas va a cambiar. Vale, vale, es que solo vi en leaks y no entendía una mierda de por qué. Vale, en este caso tiene... A ver, solamente está un piro en el equipo, porque hay 2 balas. A ver.
an elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way.
Bueno, tendremos que verlo con
So
salva.
Chasca
Pero
can
bueno,
directly
más o menos
deal
me voy
other
haciendo una
types of
idea.
elemental damage based on the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? Her
La ulti.
elemental burst has a similar function too. Chasca fires a gale-splitting Soulseeker shell during her burst, which deals animo damage.
Parece que
The
revienta
attack
los
then
escudos,
splits
¿no?
into 6 Soulseeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also undergo elemental
Ya lo estoy viendo venir. Abismo lleno de maguitos. Ya verás. Abismo lleno de maguitos. De maguitos.
That's so cool. No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her
Vale, la
tribe.
animación.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable for
Cuidado,
sure,
que se vienen los
but we
banners,
should
cuidado.
also shed some light on those who aren't as
A ver si
skilled.
son como
Oh,
nos
are you
liquidaron.
talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the
típico
flight
NPC
trials,
nada.
right? They're the challengers
esta
who
tribu.
fail to earn the recognition.
Weak or deserve. There's a lie by con. If you could,
Tengo nervios.
whether that's the help us
Si me lo
understand
dejan
what
pasar para
happens.
adelante, claro que
there
voy a pasar
Mentioned
para
that
adelante.
Chasca was. Well, Chasca still goes to visit her Saurian mother on
Saurio.
interlude. All fires fuel the
Arconquest.
flame.
Oh, misión de
The
Arconte.
tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the traveler's help to find a solution to contamination during the battle.
Y veo que en esta misión va a estar... No me sale el nombre, ¿vale? Soy malísimo para los nombres. ¿Cómo se llamaba? Bueno, lo siento, no me acuerdo el nombre ahora.
In
Pero
version
bueno, sí sé quién
5.1.
es.
It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of the Flower Feather clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss,
Están
and the
sufriendo
tribe
por
is in
problemas
desperate need of
mentales por el
aid.
abismo, entiendo.
Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natland
Iansan,
to help
eso.
those in need.
The people of Natland really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things about Natland. Oh, wait. It
Capitán.
looks like the captain will also be there.
Yes, the captain will also offer help to the tribe.
Por cierto, ¿vosotros qué pensáis? ¿Que el capitano lo están ya evangelizando, como suelen decir, volviéndolo más amigable? ¿O no? Yo creo que sí, ¿no? Porque desde que salió la 5.0, que pensábamos que el capitano iba a dar ahí leña, y poco a poco se ha vuelto cada vez más un amigo, ¿sabes? Como pasó con
You may
Escaramuz,
pick
con
up on
otros.
some interesting information if you pay close attention to what he has to say. The captain rarely gives away too much information in his regular interactions, but his secrecy here seems a little peculiar. So keep an eye out, but of course, restoring Natland's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natland needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
The Flower Feather clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Nightwind, where the Ictomosaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go
La otra
past the
tribu,
Towering
¿verdad?
Moss, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the
Sí, la otra
mysterious
tribu.
Masters
La
of the
trío.
Nightwind. The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further,
Como
then you
mola,
might encounter the
es muy
tribe's
bonito.
Wath Ictomosaur Elder, or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry, the Ictomosaurs can help us out. Ectomosaurs are known for their
Qué
wisdom.
habilidad tan rara, ¿no?
They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal means.
Oh,
Whoa, okay.
Right.
mola.
Ectomosaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to
Bueno, y también
enhance
vuela,
their
¿eh?
abilities.
Ojo.
Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain
es como una polilla, ¿no?
surprising
Parece una polilla.
rewards. Ectomosaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
Oh, I bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles
Me
Mictland,
parece
which will
como muy
become available
misterioso
in version 5.2.
este
The
tipo
first
de
two acts
mascota.
feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require
pensé
the
que no
help of
tenía
an
patas y tiene
ectomosaur,
patas,
and
sí.
others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that ectomosaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know
Oh.
anyone who can use that ability?
Qué
Besides the
guapo.
new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroron can do it too.
Hala,
Like
Ororon
the
también.
Ectomosaurs, Auroron has the ability
Por
to
favor,
rise into
pollo
the air.
versito, no
He
me
also
pongas
has a
Ororon en
keen
la
sense
segunda
of
fase.
perception.
Pónmelo con
While
Chasca.
charging an aimed
Qué
shot,
amable, hombre.
Auroron will enter
Que nos
the
vas a
spirit
sacar
speaker
todos
state,
los cuartos
allowing
que
him to
venga
extract power from
la
Natlan's
Conti.
graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Auroron, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon
Vale,
quest,
Auroron.
I thought that he looked like a
A ver, no tenemos mucho más que ver. Realmente creo que es la ulti que hace como un campo electro y la elemental pues que hagas que vueles y estés como tirando
stern,
electro.
stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, right? Is he really that sweet though? Just
Vale, pero muéstranos un poco de él. A ver. Vamos a ver si lo podemos adelantar un pelín.
in the Night Soul's blessing state even
ver.
while he's off
Obtiene
field.
puntos de
Ah, that
noctambulismo
does sound different
de
from
varias
the other
formas.
Natlan characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Auroron gains
Vale.
Night Soul points. When
A ver.
members deal party
a ver,
members
a ver.
triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain
A
them
ver.
when other party members deal hydro or electro attacks to enemies after Auroron unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
¿Dispone una
Yep.
marca o me lo parece?
And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul
por
aligned
tema de
damage,
electrocargado.
Auroron can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh, I see. So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter
Electro
the Night
Hydro va a
Soul's
ser-
blessing state,
entiendo que
and
God
trigger the
para él, ¿no?
effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Auroron doesn't need to be on the field to trigger
sí,
the
sí.
Hypersense effect.
Espera. Que cuando hace reacciones de hidro y electro, fíjate la barra, está cargando la barra de...
Fact.
Wait, he can trigger even while he's off field? That sounds
Vale,
really
vale,
useful.
qué bien, ¿no?
Totally.
Oye, quieras que no, esto va a hacer que Auroron tenga muchas más posibilidades con muchos equipos.
This
Está
elemental
bien.
burst provides
Lo
a
veo bien.
convenient way to deal damage and support your party.
Vale.
Auroron performs an
Ojo, pues para ser un personaje 4 estrellas bastante molón. ¿no?
ancient reach roll with
La
his
verdad.
burst
Y encima
to
hace
summon
eso.
a supersonic Oculus,
Cargados.
which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in.
Electros. Mola.
Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
Mira. Fijaros en la barra. Voy a dar para atrás un segundo. La barra que tiene Auroron, como por aquí, mientras esté ya haciendo su efecto de hidro, vamos a ver que se carga. Fijaros ahora, ¿vale?
Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave
Aquí.
to deal damage.
¿Ves? Va
That should be
cargando.
great for crowd control.
Vale,
Yes,
vale.
with Auroron in your party,
Mola.
dealing with large groups of enemies
Mola.
should
Habrá
be
que ver
a
ese
lot easier.
cargado qué daño hace,
And speaking
¿verdad?
of making things easier,
Pero en principio
Auroron
parece
can also
divertido.
improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your
Ah,
characters.
que vuelas más.
Awesome.
Auroron really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side,
Más
I'm
rápido.
sure victory will always be within reach.
Vale.
Cool. So we
Cuidado que se vienen
introduced
los
two of the
banners.
upcoming regions in this update. The Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But
Se
there's
equivocarán
more.
por una vez los
Version
leaks o serán
5.2
exactamente
actually
como los
introduces
dijeron.
another new region. It's called Ochkanatlan.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flower Feather Clan. It's really beautiful from far away, but those clouds look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Sí, se ve
Yes,
abandonado.
this is a restricted area in that land due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come
Vale,
here in
otra
search of
mascota que nos
treasure
acompaña, y
or
una
to
espada.
slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather Clan often sends riders to patrol the area
Tiene un poco rollo en Canomilla, ¿no? Un poco, me
and to
parece.
prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually really
Hay un
terrifying.
dragón.
Oh.
It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without hesitation.
Creo que es
Okay.
la primera vez que vemos un dragón después del de Mondstadt, la verdad. Yo no sé muy bien si esto vamos a tener una batalla con él o qué, pero creo que o va a ser un boss o semanal, alguna movida va a haber.
Hey, that's
Tiene muy buena
pretty
pinta.
concerning.
It's easy to take human-saurian
Oye, ¿os imagináis que
coexistence
esto
for
fuera un
granted
boss y
these
fuera
days,
el de
but
Wicca?
it
Estaría
actually took
bastante chulo.
generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanatland to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage. Of course, travelers won't have
O sea,
to do
vamos a
this
tener
alone.
bastantes
Here,
mapas
take a
nuevos,
look.
Oh,
Y
what's
la
that?
criatura esta que
This is a
acompaña.
very important companion who will help us explore Ochkanatland. His name is Kokoweek. As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our...
Espera, voy a pasarlo bien.
Heavily corroded by the abyss? Well,
Ah, te da
that's where
como
Kokoweek
ese
comes in.
círculo.
We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination.
Para limpiar
Follow
las
the direction
contaminaciones.
indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokoweek has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a
Para
useful
acabar con el
little
dragón
guy.
ese.
I know, right? Now, travelers can explore Ochkanatland with two companions, Kokoweek and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano.
Mola.
A new adventure with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiars, for example, with the help of a Kaholasaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in
lava.
Netland?
Yes,
Bueno,
but
nuevos logros.
I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Ochkanatland. Some of the abyssal
Vale, el
monsters
nuevo
here
boss
can
este va a
distort their
estar
appearance
arriba.
to mimic.
Creo que entiendo que el nuevo boss ese va a estar arriba. Así que bueno, los que queramos sacar a Chasca y subirla el primer día, estamos jodidos. Vale, vamos a tener que subir arriba.
Powerful enemies.
Entiendo eso,
High-level
¿no?
monsters such as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep, that's true. The Abyss has corroded Natland's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Travelers will need to use
A ver,
elemental
Chasca, ya
attacks
os
to
digo,
break
parece
the enemy's
divertida,
protective
pero
void
no me parece
wards.
muy cool,
Doing
¿vale?
so allows
Sacarse
them to
y
take
con
damage
dudas de,
and
es muy
causes
cool,
them
¿no?
to enter a brief
No me lo
state of
parece de
confusion.
momento.
Night Soul-aligned elemental
Venga,
attacks
esa
are
última.
especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the Abyss has gotten so
Vale,
advanced.
nuevo boss
It's
ahí.
scary to think about how much harder these fights will
Tenebrosa
get if
papila.
these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be
Limited time
available in
exploration.
version 5.2,
Hostias.
just like in version 5.1.
Espera. Área que va a estar por tiempo limitado para explorar. ¿Qué? Espera, creo que no lo leí bien. Una zona
Travelers can earn up to
especial para que va a
400
estar
extra
solamente
primo
esta
gems,
versión.
and the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3.
Vale, esta es una versión que vamos a tener solo durante esta versión.
Now time to
Un mapa,
introduce
bueno.
the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2,
Vale. Sí, ganamos. Olorón viene con Chasca. Ganamos.
travelers
siempre.
can look forward to event wishes from Chasca and Lenny. Auroron
Vale,
will
y
also
segunda
receive a
fase.
drop rate boost. And in the second half of version
Vale,
5.2,
los leaks no se equivocaron para nada. Bueno, sacaremos luego un vídeo hablando de esto, ¿vale?
we'll have returning event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow,
66%
Astro
de daño
Vulture's
crítico
Crimson
que tiene.
Plumage, and 2 new Natland-specific 4-star weapons. Be sure
Un
to check them
catalizador de
out
4
if you're
escudos,
interested.
Vale.
All right, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion.
Vale, el segundo código. Recordar que caducan súper rápido, ¿vale? Uf, vienen muchas cosas en esta versión. Dios mío. Tenemos bastante contenido. A ver. Qué bonito. Vale, aún queda rato, así que igual hay alguna sorpresa. Con la que no contemos. Oye, todo lo que sean sorpresas por mí bien, ¿no?
Welcome back, travelers.
Hostias, me gusta mucho esa espada. Me encanta. Oye, a ver, ya sabemos que para Aurora no va a ser, porque es de arco. Pero tiene pinta de que va a ser un arma free to play para Citlali.
Welcome back. Let's dive straight into the event section. So in the
Ojo, una vez que sepamos este arma en qué escala, probablemente sepamos algo ya de Citlali. ¿Sabes? Si es vida, si es defensa, si es ataque, recarga.
first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version 5.2 event, Ikitomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls,
Vale,
travelers
y una
will
corona.
trade with...
Earn.
Venga, hombre.
It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual.
Si esto va a ser
It's
para Citlali,
also
claro.
mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue. Dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two event gameplay together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into
Vale,
specific
evento multijugador.
to a direction.
Yo
The
no soy muy a
Kamfora,
favor
which
de
allows
esos
you to
eventos.
deal AoE damage
Algo que
by
sean de
spraying paint
pelea.
at enemies.
That paint really matches
Vale,
the
otro evento
Spirit
de
loom
pelea. Me
fragments.
gusta. Otro
Travelers
que
will
es
need to piece
de...
these fragments together and assemble them
puzzle.
on a woven scroll.
Make sure that we should mention.
Vale.
Travelers can obtain a
No
new
le vas a
4-star
pulsar.
sword by
Cabrón, no le
completing
vas a
this
pulsar para
event.
verlo.
The design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of ceremonial artifact.
Vale, y no nos dicen de qué es.
I totally agree. Oh, and this event will allow travelers to learn more about
Bueno, lo que digo, seguramente va a ser para Citlali.
Atlantis.
Así que si Citlali es de espada ligera, pues bueno. No voy a decir favorios porque es muy rápido, pero ya veremos a ver qué tiene.
secrets. For example, this quest will review new clues
poco
about a
hombre, pero es que
mysterious
favor es
and
muy bueno.
legendary place, the Mare Javari.
Information
A
numbers.
ver.
Active adventurers have been
Eventito.
very rewarded.
News?
Ah, vale.
And who better to
Tipo
Tonius are
relevante
conducting a war game than the
Otro
honorary
que de ataque.
information. Combat units and
Ah, los
stratagems.
Pokémons.
The
Vale,
even
los
more.
Pokémons.
Vale.
So please take a look.
Oh, looks like their reaction facts are completely
nuevas
different.
cartas. Urina.
This brand new heat added for nearly
Entiendo, ¿no?
powerful elemental reaction.
Bueno, no
Gameplay
juego
is-
mucho a las cartas, ¿para qué os voy a mentir?
TC
Prácticamente llevo sin jugar a las cartas. Uf, igual 3 meses la última vez que jugué.
Even if you've never played Genius Invocation
Bueno, aquí viene el típico evento este que nadie nunca,
before,
nadie conozco que lo
I
haya hecho.
really
absolutamente
recommend
nadie.
new
Nuevas
updates to
cartas. El lobo dorado, Cigewine y la monja.
boy, the great adopt
Vale, lo siento, pero skip. Uy,
animals.
¿Qué más
Travelers
fotos
will
tan
be able
chulas?
to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are
Vale,
safe
¿qué
and
hay que
sound,
hacer?
travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them.
Uy, un
I
chibi
feel like
disfrutado.
Auroron would really shine in this event. He's definitely
jump at the chance to meet return in version.
Linear Play.
to the Imaginarium Theater. Previously, travelers.
Espera.
Keep an eye
espera,
out.
Quiero leer
Alright,
de nuevo.
let's dive into some
Joder, se me
updates
metió
and
con el
game
ojo, me parece.
optimizations.
A ver.
First up is the change to the Imaginarium
Update
Theater.
en el Teatro
Previously,
Imaginario.
travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup
vale.
interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Nice. Travelers
Vale.
can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast. Oh, and
Bueno,
the amount
mejoras
markers
que
for the
al
main
final
Some
están
team
bien.
if I've just to team
in among best teams.
enemies.
Bueno, recomendaciones de equipos y tal, vale.
5.2. From the most, you can now
ver.
sort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for
Vale,
crafting
eso para que lo
materials, forging
necesitamos,
weapons,
exactamente.
building furniture, and cooking dishes are now short.
Bueno, vale, esto me parece bien, porque perdíamos tiempo en algo que, a ver, es como esperar a que esto haga clan, ¿sabes? Está bien.
Shorter in length.
Es una
That's
optimización.
really
razonable.
nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features,
Mira,
but
esta
it
clase de
can
mejoras parece que no, pero oye,
feel a
mejoran un
bit
poco.
frustrating when you
está
Syringe.
bien.
You'll be able to purchase
Nada, el
for
housing no
travelers to collect tree
A
exchange
ver,
for realm
una
currency.
optimización que han puesto ahí,
In
déjame ver.
addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
awesome. I've been meaning to use so
Vale,
To configure
No me
lock
interesa
settings
tanto, pero
with
bueno.
a single click. Just hit
Recomendaciones.
use recommended settings and you're set.
¿qué es esto? Que leí daño crítico y ya me emocioné.
With a single
Mm. Vale.
click. Just hit use
No, espera. Automáticamente lock, o sea, poner el candado. artefactos que tengan pues ciertas características que quieras.
Recommended setting.
Pero mira, son cabrones, ¿eh? Y ya te ponen ahí el cáliz con daño elemental o daño físico, tal. Saben
And
ellos
you're
bien
set.
que
The
es lo que
recommended set lock
buscamos.
plans will
Vale, marcas algo y
even
te lo
update
guarda.
automatically based on
A ver. Esto a ver si es un poco vago. Vale, pero generalmente somos unos ansias. Vamos a pulsar clic en el artefacto y verlo, y si es mierda, pues no vamos a hacer nada. Y si no vamos a pulsar, no sé, yo
popular
no me
in-game
parece tan útil esta
configurations.
parte.
Recommended plan
Artifacts. This will make it much faster to organize your inventory.
No me parece.
Face
¿eh?
will be added.
No
This
estoy tan de
shooter will
acuerdo.
also feature to mark
Para
their
ordenar
favorite
también los
artifacts and
artefactos.
filter by
locate even more
No
treasure
veo.
locations, including Sealies and time trial challenges.
¿Qué es eso?
stars
Ya
to
más
quickly
rápido
track
la
them down.
navegación.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even
Ah, esto sí es una mejora como Dios. Como Dios.
more treasure locations,
Que
including Sealies
la
and time
brújula
trial
te va a
challenges.
mostrar estos puntos, ¿vale? Esto tenía que haberlo hecho desde el momento 1, ¿vale? Porque que me digas que hay un cofre y no me digas que al lado está esto. En fin. Y lo que también estaría bien que mostraran es los series, pero bueno, es mucho pedir ya, ¿eh? Es mucho pedir.
A quick swap feature will also be added for treasure
Y esto lo digo porque yo tengo un Selly que no lo encuentro en una zona, me vendría muy bien.
compasses and Oculus resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across
Vale.
regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on the version 5.2 optimizations.
All right, that was a lot of info, so this seems like a good time for
Vale. Bueno, tercer código. Ya sabéis, pillarlo rápido porque enseguida se nos van, ¿vale? Así que nada. Creo que ya terminan y no creo que haya sorpresas. Ya de verdad que muy poco.
getting news to share. Impact on the Xbox Series X
Ah,
and
que llega a
S.
Xbox.
Log into
Es un poco de meme que no llegó a Nintendo Switch en 2-3 años. Que
Genshin
llegaba el juego. Y llega a Xbox.
Impact on Xbox Core Impact
Increíble.
that we've reached.
Nada, se despiden los chivis. Es la primera vez, o no, la segunda creo, que no hemos visto ni a Eder
Just
ni a
so
Gabriel.
excited for our players to experience more of the Natland story.
Nada, pues vamos a parar aquí. Pues nada, me parece que es una versión que vamos a tener bastante contenido. Sobre banners voy a sacar otro vídeo luego, más tarde. Y nada, va a ser una buena versión en general, ¿eh? Una versión bastante agradable de jugarla. Nada, si te ha gustado el vídeo hasta aquí, pues dejarte un like y suscribirte, que me ayudaría bastante siguiendo el contenido. Y coméntame a por qué personaje vas o qué más tienes ilusión de esta versión. Y nos vemos en otro vídeo. Chao.